So we're going to get into it. Baby mama culture, baby mama, blah, blah, blah. Let's say the mother of your child. So I was watching a video, and this girl had a good point. She had a really good point, and she was just saying how, because I don't have any kids. I got no kids. I'm on my birth control. I'm making right moves, decisions. My body feels good. I look good. I'm good. So she said something really interesting, and I've heard this before. As a teacher, I've heard people say this. I have the right to say something because I pay taxes for this shit. I pay taxes for these little rugrats that y'all got running around that you don't want to raise. I pay taxes for that. In the school and outside of the school. Capital. Okay? You know that free little daycare that you got going on? That little, dollar a month daycare? Yeah. Who's that coming from? Who's that coming from? You need to take a second and think about it. So yes, I don't have kids, but I have a right to talk about how you're raising them and how it's affecting me and just the society overall. So anyways, so that's an open. So I wasn't really informed about baby mama culture and stuff like that. I've talked about it in a video, but I've been seeing more TikToks, and I don't have a TikTok, but I see TikTok videos on YouTube. I don't have a TikTok because I really don't want to, I did it for a second, but it's just too toxic. I don't know. It's just too much editing. It's not for me. You see the way I edit these videos. TikTok ain't for me. But I was seeing a lot of videos about how a lot of women were just saying how, there was one video. Let me say one video in particular. I'll probably try to put it in here. If I don't, I don't. I'm sorry, you guys. But there was one video in particular where this girl was just saying how, if your baby daddy say he don't like you or something like that, something stupid, that means he loves you. Let's get into that delusion. Let's get into that delusional baby mama thing, because no. And I had a friend tell me that too, saying he's always gonna love his baby mother. He's always gonna be, and I said, okay, chill out. You're projecting. You need to chill. But it was more about, and I have multiple friends that have talked to me about that whenever I date a kid. I go to them for advice and stuff like that, which I'm gonna stop. Realize who you take advice from. That's what I'm saying. Look at who's saying something and be like, should I really take that advice? And advice can always be given, but it does not have to be taken. So I appreciate that too from people I know and my friends. You can give me advice, but does that mean I have to take it? No, ma'am. I look at who's giving the advice and I figure it out. Figure it out real quick. But the delusion that you had a kid with this person, and we're talking about black girls, we're talking about black women. The delusion that you had in your head, I had a person. You had a kid with this person, therefore that person has to love you. Is wrong. What that person should be doing is respecting you. Fuck love. Respect comes first. And that's something that a lot of black girls nowadays, black baby mamas, don't really give a fuck about, which is sad. So I've come across that, and I'm not a baby mama, so I don't, but I'm just where in the delusion and what in the delusion, where do you see that at? You let this man disrespect you all the time, cheat on you, quote unquote. I mean, y'all not even together, but I'm just saying, he making it known, I don't love you and I don't like you. And it's so toxic, and a lot of us are broken, I'm gonna say that. And it's just very interesting because a lot of my friends who are baby mothers have come from 2-parent households. Let that sink in. A lot of baby mothers that I know have come from 2-parent households. And they try to tell me how to live my life as a single black girl who doesn't have kids and is college educated and knows that I know things. So that's where I'm just I don't really feel, let me see how to put this. I'm probably going to edit this. I don't feel like social media helps at all with that. If you are a baby mother, please get off of social media, because all these memes and stuff saying my baby daddy loved me. One of them, I saw a girl was in her car and the guy hits the window shield or whatever with a chair, saying, oh, I love when my baby, she was making a joke though, but she was saying, I love when my baby daddy's around, and it was just showing how nasty it gets. Just think about it. You are attached. You are clinged to this person. You are chained. Shackled, clink, clink. Chained to this person for the rest of your life because you made such a stupid mistake. And it's mistakes are made, and not all situations are the same. Some people are in situations because of things that they really could not control, and I'm not trying to put those people out, like I'm not putting those people down, but I'm saying for people that literally are just out here letting anybody and everything up in them, which is your business, but it's more about when you start having children because of that, there's a problem. There's a serious problem, and I really don't want to have to teach these kids in a classroom. I don't, because you know why? They're not being raised. They're not. And guess who's paying taxes for these children to sit down in a classroom that they don't sit down in? You paying for that chair. You're paying for me. You're paying for the chalkboard. You're paying for so much that is not really being done or catered to in a proper way, because these kids are not being raised because of the whole baby mama, baby daddy thing. It's not good. So there's that as well. Once again, I said you pay taxes, you have a right to say something. Best believe. You got a right to say something about these little rugrats that are running around up and down the street. Don't nobody want to raise them, but they want to keep having them. And I was talking to a man who literally had 2 kids. He said he was divorced, but now I'm like, I don't even know about that. But he had 2 kids. He got divorced in a year, allegedly. And literally, he decided to marry this woman because his baby mama, let's say that. And 1 kid was 8, 1 kid was 1. So let's do the math. Like, this man, toxic relationship, all that, and you decided, I'm going to go back in. I'm going to go back in for another one, boop, boop, and I'm going to give you 1 more kid. Like, oh my God. Like, I'm just like, I really should have not been so empathetic, because I didn't know. I didn't understand all this baby daddy, baby mama. I didn't understand everything. So it's like, just knowing that this man had an 8-year-old, 8 years with this woman. 8 years with this woman. And a very toxic situation. It was not good. Both parents were abusive to each other. It wasn't great. And I learned that at the end. Just toxic. And basically, for you to dive back in and give her 1 more child, and you know what he told me? Both ways that his children were conceived, they were both drunk. And I was thinking about that, and I said to myself, I was like, I could have empathy for this, but at the same time, once was a mistake. The second time, that was just a poor decision. The first time was a poor decision, but the second time was really like a poor decision on your part. And this is what I want to get to, baby mama culture, with baby mama and baby fathers trapping individuals. It is not cute, and it doesn't mean he loves you just because he doesn't want to see you get further in life. Okay? Please understand that. Understand that when those little visits come up and he comes home to see his kids or whatever, and he's going to lay it down on you because you're so easy and you're going to take it. You say, oh, all right, nobody wants to date me, blah, 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 blah. So I'm just going to, have intercourse with my baby daddy. And he gets you pregnant again. And y'all out here angry at each other, being nasty, mean, and spiteful. And you know what this man said too? This man that I was dating, sadly. He said to me, you know what? Once I do all this stuff in the military, I am going to take my kids away from her. I'm going to take my kids and I'm going to raise them on my own, because a woman cannot raise 2 boys. And that right there was trifling. That was trifling. And I learned that specific individual is very planned. And I really think that this individual knew he was going to go into the military ahead of time, years in advance. And he decided, especially after him being arrested and everything, I think he just wanted to change his life. I really definitely think that this individual planned to get a baby number 2 out, so that he could get more money from the military. And Doc put in the comments, I know what's up. You do get more money for the more kids that you have, and you get certain benefits in the military. America likes to push this family thing. And he decided going into the military, I'm pretty sure that he was going to be married. And guess what? Right before he got into the military, he got divorced. And he allegedly says that the military made his divorce more complicated. He did it, but I commended him when I first met him. I was like, oh wow, I commend you on that. Like, you actually did it. Not a lot of people get divorced and they just stay in it for the kids. But the fact that the matter is when you get married because you are about to have a kid, it's not always that great. And I feel like celebrities idolize this. Even I'm gonna make a video about Ashanti and Nelly because I do love her baby bump. She is fat. I don't care what anyone says. She is PHAT, fat, and she is beautiful. She looks like a normal pregnant person. But we'll get into that video. But yeah, so like this man decided that he was going to marry this girl because his second kid was on the way. And I was like, that's where you fucked up, boo-boo. That's where you fucked up. And this is the thing too, because imagine you ain't got, if I'm that girl and I ain't got nowhere to go, I ain't got nothing to do, I ain't got nothing to show for it, and I got a man telling me I ain't enough and all I can do for him is OnlyFans. The misogynoir, let's get into it. The misogyny. I'm gonna get another baby out of him, because you know what's gonna happen? He's a Christian man. He gonna want to marry me, and that's exactly what his ass did. Make it make sense. Like, it is very interesting, like the way people move because of religion. I don't want to get into that, but because of religion, like it's so interesting because I see this other thing too, where a black man wants to play the thug and play the preacher at the same time. And I'm like, you gotta pick one, boo-boo. You cannot do both. I'm sorry, you cannot be thugging and preaching at the same time. And I just showed that man that I was talking to temporarily, that he was not the man that he said he was and wanted to be, in my opinion. And it just slowly rolled out to show that he was a loser and a bum. And this is what I mean by you protect your wombs, because you're getting pregnant by these bums. We should not have to deal with that. Your womb is a gold mine. Do you know the percentage of black women that do not make it out of their pregnancy after they have birth? And you're going to give that to this guy? Over here? Over there? Like, what are we doing? We need to protect our wombs. And I think that is another important message as well to young black girls. Like, I really feel like I wish I could make like a baby mama playlist like of different videos, because those videos really help me figure out how to handle dating, how to handle having intercourse. It really taught me to protect myself at all costs, because I don't want to end up like that. It is not cute. I don't care what no one says. Everybody wants to say we're co-parenting. It's not cute, especially when you don't got the money. Like I said, our taxes, these kids that aren't being raised, our taxes, these kids that are not being raised, they're not. You have a right to say something and start saying something. That's why I'm like, the whole, abortion thing and stuff like that. Like, it's really sad that is being taken away from people in certain states and people are being criminalized for it. And this is my stance, my opinion. You pro-lifers can say whatever you want in the comments. I don't care. My point is it keeps black people in poverty. This whole baby mama, whole baby daddy stuff, it keeps black people in poverty. And you know the number one cause of poverty? Kids. Economists out there, say it. Kids cause poverty. And in the black community, it is a prevalent thing. It's a prevalent thing, and people usually don't get their shit together until they're like 50. If anything, 50. And for that man that I was talking to, I'm gonna be honest with you, all it showed is that you're a clock in, clock out dad. You decided to go to the military to leave your priorities to be away from a toxic situation because you couldn't leave it yourself. And you clock in and clock out. Meanwhile, your kids' heads don't even look right, as in the hair ain't done. They got boogers and snot. It's just a hot mess. And it just shows that they're not being taken care of. But when you come around, you're seen as a celebrity dad. Daddy's here. Woo! He's going to take us to the park. He's going to take us here to the... It's not okay, because you got a mother that is at home trying to take care of them and doesn't even have a home, trying to take care of them all the time. And this is this situation, but I'm just saying, I'm trying to give you an experience to show you how nasty it can get and how it's not fun. It's not fun for either parent. And I definitely feel like specifically for the mother, because when you think about it, if a mom, their kid, they don't have daycare, they don't have this, they don't have that, they don't have a place to stay, how are they supposed to go to work? How are they supposed to provide for the kids? And then you think about a man, this dude, he's decided to go, I'm up and out of here. I'm going to the military. I'm drinking. I'm partying. I'm doing what I want. I'm posting. Go. Like, he gets to do whatever he wants and then come home to these kids like every other holiday or so and be like, hey, daddy's home, and the kids are like, yeah, you're gonna save us. You look like the father ends up looking like a savior like person to these kids, because the mother has to be with them every single day, misbehaving, not getting fed or getting fed. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. The mother is always going to have to be there. So I'm just throwing that situation out there because a lot of people want to see, oh, co-parenting easy, co-parenting's easy, co-parenting's easy. Mainly celebrities, and that's because they have a lot of money and they have nannies. Let's be real. They have nannies. You are not a celebrity, boo. You're not a celebrity. You do not want to be a baby mother, and this is coming from someone who doesn't have kids because I pay taxes for these kids. I pay taxes. And I have to teach them. So that's my little rant. Let me know what you guys think. I was throwing some shade in there, but we don't need shade. Shade is a little fun. I definitely want to make this Nelly and Ashanti video. I'm not too informed about how they first started, but I definitely want to talk about her body and how she is fat and beautiful and black, and I want to talk about it because I miss seeing that in women who get pregnant. Like, I miss seeing a natural body. We see these BBL bodies that don't make no sense, but we'll get into that in the next video. Bye, you guys, and thanks for listening to my little rant.